Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's the realness here. My name is Riri, and in today's video I am going to be doing a Q&A transgender edition. So I just went on my Instagram and posted a little questionnaire on my story for you guys to ask me some questions about my transition journey so far, because I feel like I should update you guys and let you guys in on the realness. So let's pull up the questions. There is a lot of questions. I am like shaking up right now. I'm getting a lot of anxiety talking about this just because it's so personal to me and I've never spoken about it on camera. I like to just keep everything positive on camera and like, you know, just smile and be pretty, and I don't like to really get too emotional. It's 2022, so I want to do things differently and I want to let you guys in on my life more. First question I am going to address is, when did you decide you were going to transition? Love you, Riri. I love you too. So I decided when I was gonna transition in March of 2021. It was Transgender Visibility Day, and that's March 31st every single year. And I had already been contemplating about transitioning. And if you guys have been following me for a while and along my journey of just Riri in general, I started off social media as a straight male. I transitioned to gay. Then I transitioned to femme gay, like super femme. And then finally I transitioned to a female, who I am today. I did always have thoughts as a kid, like, oh, like I would love to be a girl. And I always snuck girl toys and like always dreamed of me being like that. And it's almost been a year, so cheers to that. My 1 year is on March 31st. Another one is, was it hard to accept yourself? Because I'm going through something right now and I'm honestly really struggling. I would say I do accept myself, I do love myself, and I tell myself that all the time. But I'm human, and just like everybody has negative thoughts. I go through that too. I do struggle with accepting myself sometimes. I go through a lot of body dysmorphia, gender dysphoria. It's just about controlling those thoughts at the end of the day. Like, you know, when you do have negative thoughts, releasing those and putting those to the side and replacing them with positive thoughts, because having negative thoughts isn't gonna get you anywhere. I know it's easier said than done. It's definitely not gonna happen overnight, but it's just practicing telling yourself you're beautiful, telling yourself you're amazing, telling yourself you're successful, telling yourself you're rich, telling yourself all these positive traits about you. And it's really gonna reflect on the outside, because if you don't love yourself, then who the hell is gonna love you? So next question, what was the biggest obstacle or obstacles that you faced when first coming out? For my personal journey, my biggest obstacles was my family. I thought I was gonna have to marry a girl to make my parents happy and whatnot, but I finally started to figure out that, you know, my happiness comes first. And I finally had the gut to come out to my mom first. And it was really hard at first. She wasn't accepting of it. She was very shocked. Me and my mom went through a really rough time. I had came out to her right before quarantine. So quarantine hit and we were all stuck in the house, and it was just really bad for me. I was going through a lot of stuff personally with my family. Like, everything was good. Like, I had just started TikTok. TikTok was doing so well for me, and like Instagram too. And Next Kids was doing so well on YouTube. But I was really, really going through it with my family, and I just felt, you know, so like sad, because it's just like, I finally like come out and I'm like proud to be who I am, but like the people I love most felt like didn't love me still and felt like they didn't accept me. So I was going through it really mentally. You know, the girls, the Next Kids, saw a lot happen too. Like, it was like the first time I would cry to them. My younger brother was accepting of me right away. You know, as your siblings, like, you feel like you need them there the most, because that's your blood and that's your siblings. So it felt really good to have like my little brother, at least, you know, supporting me and accepting me and not judging me. My brother lives in a different state, so he came along and everything was fine. We were getting along, and he understands me too. He accepts me, and it just means the world to have siblings that accept me, because I always felt like my family was never gonna accept me. I'm just very, very grateful to have overcome this obstacle with my family, because I have a hard time accepting myself. So it means a lot to me, and it always touches my heart, and I'll always be grateful and blessed for everyone that supports me in my life, no matter who you are. When I came out as transgender, my mom already saw it coming. She saw it coming, and she had already previously told me, you know, like, you know, you're still my child and I'm still gonna love you. And that honestly makes me emotional, because to hear that from my mom, like I said, it just felt so real, because I've always thought that that was never gonna happen. I was never gonna be accepted. And honestly, if my family accepts me, that's all that fucking matters. It's really not easy talking to your family about changing your gender. Can I just say that, like, is that not the elephant in the room? Like, I don't know if you guys think that sounds easy, but it's not at all. Like, when you were raised a specific gender your whole life, and then 19 years later, you want to switch. I still haven't addressed my whole entire family, cousins and aunties and uncles. And like, I know that's what I'm gonna have to do eventually, but it's just not the easy thing. It's not something everybody goes through. It's not something everyone's gonna have to go through. It's just a few of us that have to go through this, and I am holding it back and like holding it off, but it's a lot. Next question, because I don't know, I'm getting too in my head right now answering these questions. These questions are making me go through it as well. Like, literally, I'm already going through it, and then these questions are like, next question, how did your parents react when they were accepting? My mom was accepting, my dad, to be continued. I'll let you guys know how that goes. The next question, how did it feel when you first came out as trans? By the way, I love you, plus you're so beautiful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I love you too. How did it feel when I first came out as trans? So when I first came out as trans, it felt really, really good. I felt very happy to finally be able to ever say that I'm a woman, because my whole life I felt like I was never ever gonna be able to say that. It just felt so amazing to finally get that weight off my shoulders and be able to live in a world where I am able to switch my gender and there's other people like me. It's really hard. I'm gonna tell you, there's things that I'm not even going to talk about that I go through, and there's things that you probably do see online, and there's probably things that you don't even just know, and you might never know, because it's just a scary, crazy life, and it's not easy. Like, I don't like being outside every day, you know, I don't feel comfortable being in public all the time. When I first transitioned though, I was going through a lot mentally, not even on pills yet, not even on hormones, blockers, none of that. I was just going through it mentally because I was just really self-doubting myself if I should even do it, if it's even worth it, even having some negative thoughts, really negative thoughts, because I was just like, what am I doing? Like, is this what I'm supposed to be? And obviously religion comes into it. It's like, am I respecting my religion by making this choice? Will God still love me? You know, like, it's crazy that those questions happen, especially me being raised a Catholic kid my whole life. I was baptized, first communion, confirmation, next is marriage. Like, I was really questioning a lot of things, and like, if I should do this, but you know, I feel like I need to be who I am so I can help others find themselves and figure out themselves as well. Okay, so next question is, how has your journey been so far? So my journey has been a roller coaster, but I feel like my life has always been a roller coaster. There's the goods, there's the highs, there's the lows. I feel like that's always how it's gonna be in everybody's life. And I would just say, in this very present moment, I am very, very happy. There's no need to compare it to anybody else. Everyone has their own beautiful journeys. Everybody is on their own different paths. I just want to give peace and positivity to the world. And I'm just extremely grateful that I'm even in this situation that I can transition. So I will forever be grateful for that and have no complaints. Next question is, where did you get Rachelle from? So Rachelle, the story of Rachelle. My real name I go by, which I'm changing my name, is to Rachelle. I started watching RuPaul's Drag Race and everything, and I was like, okay, if I had a drag name, what would my drag name be? And I was like, okay, Riri for sure, or I was thinking Ruby, because I love the name Ruby, but I was thinking Riri for sure, because bitch, Riri as fuck, it's literally the first two letters of my name. And then I was like, okay, what are some adjectives that I could make my last name? And I was digging for like a double R. So I finally found it, like, okay, Riri Rebellious, Riri Rockstar, Riri Royale. But I was like, no, Riri Realness. Because I feel like it just holds me to this standard, and it holds me to this high level of keeping it real, being real, and just serving realness. I went through a bunch of names, and then I also do have a cousin named Michelle. I was like, okay, but Rachelle, like, I like that. Like, I love the way it rolls off the tongue. Rachelle. Rachelle. Someone did ask, sorry if this is too personal, does your tattoo of your dead name bother you? So this is a good question because I get this question a lot. No, I do not go by my dead name at all. Please do never call me my dead name. It's called dead name for a reason. But I did understand what I was doing when I first had this tattoo. So when I got this tattoo, I had already been contemplating about transitioning. This was months before I came out as transgender. And I knew that once I did this, it's gonna permanently be there forever because it's ink, it's tattoo, it's never gonna come off. So I knew like I wanted this. Like when I got this tattoo when I was a femboy, I was like, this would be a cute ass tattoo. Like it's my name, it's nobody else, it's me. So I told myself, I was like, well, no matter what, no matter how much I try to hide my past, no matter how much I try to neglect my past, it will forever be a part of me. And that's something that only me, I have to accept. It's not something for you to stress about my past. It's only for me to worry about. And I accept my past. It's who made me who I am today. You know, if it wasn't for my past, I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be at the level I'm at. I wouldn't be able to be this transgender woman right here in front of you. So I appreciate my past a lot, and it's taken a whole year for me to say that, because when I first came out as transgender, I wanted to hide my past as much as I could. I literally thought I was never gonna be able to hide. I just thought like I was never gonna be able to get with a man if he saw that I used to be a boy, and I just thought like guys were never gonna accept me because I've obviously was looking in the wrong places, and I wasn't like I was keeping it a secret, but it's definitely not something I go up to people saying like, hi, I'm transgender, or it's not written across my forehead, you know, like that's not safe at all for me to be walking around with the transgender flag. Like people really don't get down to that shit, and it's sad because some people don't accept me, but it's okay because I accept myself. I love myself enough to have this tattoo and be proud of it, because at the end of the day, it's a really cute tattoo to me. I love that it says like Ricardo Mariano. Back when I was a boy, I was always obsessed with my name. Like it always just has a cute ring to it. And I just would feel sad if I had to like throw it away. So I'm like, okay, well, if I'm gonna legally change my name, I think it'd be cute to have this, you know, because it's a dead name. It's dead. Like it's on my chest, R.I.P. This is a positive tattoo to me. It's nothing negative at all. It could come across as that, but not for you to worry about. Next question, how do I deal with homophobic people? In my situation, it's transphobic people. I just ignore it. Why would I waste my time? And why would I get all riled up and upset? And why would I stoop down to somebody? Why would I stoop down when I'm up here? Why would I stoop down to a lower person's level who's homophobic? You know, like, honey, like, come on, like, get it together. Like, I just feel like at this day and age, you're choosing to not learn about it or accept it or be understanding or just mind your business, because I just feel like, what does somebody's sexuality or what does somebody's gender have to do with you? Why are you projecting insecure thoughts onto other people? I did not ask to be transgender. You as a human being should understand me, because if you could never do it, why can't you just respect that I'm doing it? You obviously know it's not easy for me. You obviously know that I'm not accepted by thousands and millions of people, but to the people that do accept me, to the people that do understand me, it means so much. It means beyond what I can explain. It says, have you been treated differently in the dance community? So this is a good question to me, because I think people kind of forget that I did start social media off as a dancer. Yes, I do work on TikTok, I work on Instagram and Snapchat, you know, living an influencer life, but I don't like to just label myself as a dancer. I don't like to label myself as a makeup artist. I don't like to label myself as an influencer. I don't like to label myself as just one thing. Like, I feel like I can be it all. And that's why I just label myself as an artist, because I love all forms of art and I love to create every form of art. I definitely don't think I've been treated differently. Of my awareness that I know, I feel like a lot of people have respected me more, which I appreciate, to have the dance community accept me, come to my classes, support me, and all over social media. It's just so heartwarming. Like, it's literally like giving me chills right now. Okay, next question is it fun transitioning into more of a woman than you already are with the support of your family and your besties? And I have to say, it's 100% more fun transitioning around my supportive best friends and family, because without any support, I would not be able to have transition or be transitioning at all, because, you know, it took other people to believe in me for me to believe in myself. Because just like I said, I'm human, and just like everybody else, I have self-doubt and I get these negative thoughts, but it helps a lot having that supportive and helpful friend group of real friends that are gonna, you know, support you and respect you no matter what. Someone said, as a trans person that dances myself, some dance styles are triggering to my gender dysphoria. I was wondering if you have faced some similar while transitioning. So this is a good question because yes, it can be triggering to me with some dance moves, like to my gender dysphoria, because I'm like, okay, I gotta dance a little masculine, but I'm trying to be feminine, because it does get a little confusing. But I've never let it stop me. I've never let it get in the way of me dancing, because dancing to me always comes first. It's my happy place. It's like my getaway. So somebody asked, have you had any surgeries done yet, or are you still waiting? I am in the process of getting my surgeries, so stay in tune for that. I'm super excited. I've had some lip filler, a little nose filler, and some masseters in my jaw, but I have not got my body touched yet. She's still fresh. She's a virgin to surgery. So, well, I got my tonsils removed. That was when I was a kid. Someone asked, what are some changes you've noticed since taking T? So I don't take T. I take estrogen pills and testosterone blocker pills. Actually, I'm on estrogen shots now. T, I believe, is for transgender men when they take testosterone, and the nickname is T. But ours for transgender girls is Moans. That's what we call it, Moans. Are you on Moans yet, or how's Moans? Some changes I've noticed is definitely like, I think my voice has gotten higher. I think it has. And I also noticed like my body softening up. Like I feel like my chest over here is like not so defined. And I feel like it's definitely gotten softer, and just I feel like everything's softening up every day. And just a lot of like feminization. I feel a lot more confident with my womanhood. I don't know if you can see a little bit, but she's growing. She's growing. Who is your biggest supporter / main person who stuck with you the whole time? So I would have to say, oh my gosh, she's gonna get so happy I said this, but I would have to say my biggest supporter the whole entire time was my auntie Lingette. And she's just always had this nurturing love to me that I don't know, that no one else has had besides my mom, of course, but just it's just a different love. She always just loves me regardless, and like I feel like, I don't know, like is that so much to ask for? It's just to love me. Like, why is it like what I'm doing is not illegal? It's legal. You can legally change your gender. You can legally change your name. So she's just always been there for me no matter what, and I just love her so much. She just means the world to me. That is going to conclude all of the questions for my transgender Q&A today. I hope that helped you guys understand a little bit of me more. I'm so sorry the video is long, but I feel like this video was long awaited because I've been avoiding making a video about me being transgender. But hey, I finally feel comfortable enough to talk to the whole world, the whole internet, that I am transgender, and there is things I go through that I want to help you guys understand and help others if they are thinking about transitioning. So make sure to follow me on all of my social medias at riri.realness on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat. And on top of that, one last thing, thank you so much for 5K subscribers on my YouTube channel. I've been wanting to be a YouTuber forever, and just to have 5K is like, what? Like, that's all you guys watch me. You guys want to watch me, and it just means a lot to like have you guys supporting me. And I definitely want to come up with a name for my supporters. Like I was thinking like Rubies, or like my Rubies, or I don't know, I'm trying to think like something that kind of like has the realness or Riri in it. Thank you all so much. Have a blessed rest of your day and stay safe, and I will see you all soon. Mwah.